1 month you've been in the job today. What are your lessons learned from that first month, and what have you taken from the first few weeks in charge?
Well, for myself personally, it's as you said, 1 month, and just working with the players. I think it's always good to know your players really well. So in the 4 weeks I've been here, I have a much better feeling about the squad, about the players, about the characters, their qualities, and so for me personally, that's been very positive. Of course, the results also helps, because when you come into to a new job, especially during the season, is not really easy. But I think we focused really well on the most important aspects I wanted to change, and the players received the message really well. And I think at the moment I'm really happy with the performances of the team, the state of our squad, and of course the points we won.
In terms then of the squad, a number of key players are going to be coming out of contract either in the summer or the following summer. I'm talking to guys like Joe Aribo and Ryan Kent for 18 months' time. Will you be looking to use the winter break to maybe get some of those players tied up?
Well, we have to see. I mean, it's obviously I'm happy with all the players. I also know the situation with the club, and so we have to see what's happening. And especially the players who are playing really well at the moment, lots of interest. But I rather have this situation than players who aren't playing well. So I know, of course, when you play good, you get interest. Of course, I like all my players, but sometimes you have to make decisions if you get new contracts. Both parties need to be positive about that. So we will see what happens during this break and also the summer break. But the most important thing is that you are prepared as a club, no matter what.
Giovanni, you mentioned Joe Aribo there, who's in sensational form at the minute. How big a player is Joe for you?
He's very big. I think he's played his role really well. And really happy with his performances. You see, when you have a midfield player on midfield who is dangerous with his runs, with his off the ball movement, you create more danger from different areas. So I think Joe is playing really well at this time. So happy with him, happy with his performance. So all good with him.
You talked about your start to life at Rangers, and there's been this rapid turnaround in games just now. How much have you enjoyed that intensity? Is that something that you've enjoyed?
Yeah, it was really quick. I mean, as I said, it was 3.5 weeks, but it felt like 3.5 months because of the games we played, and it was very hectic. So you could only be happy after the game, and then the day after you're already preparing for the next opponent. But it's a schedule I'm used to as a coach, but also as a player. So just have to focus on the most important things to prepare, and then go from that.
Hi, the Livingston manager, David Martindale, said this week he thought Scottish football should be paused for 2 weeks due to the amount of coronavirus cases. I just wanted to get your view on whether you think football should continue in these uncertain times.
Well, I think I think for me personally, I know I don't want to stop now. You want to go on, not only because we're in a good moment, but I think most importantly, we're doing everything we can to be safe. I think the measurements the club is doing is really good. So we are sure we are in a very good environment also to prevent the virus. I think that's the most important thing, and eventually we will do whatever the association will decide. But for me at this moment, we don't need to change anything.
Can I also ask about the games next month, in particular the African Cup of Nations? You do have Joe Rebo, Calvin Bassey and Liam Balogun playing for Nigeria. Can I check, will they be cleared to play in the game against Celtic on the 2nd of January, or they have to be released to Nigeria before then?
No, they will be there 100%.
They won't be?
They will be here with me.
They will be, right, okay. That's good news
They
for
will
you.
be here with the team, 100%.
They will be. That's good news for you then, isn't it?
Yeah, for me it was already clear that we will release them if needed after the Old Firm game. So we have the full squad until we go into the winter break.
Afternoon, Giovanni. In terms of the game tomorrow, is there any update on any fresh injuries? Is Borna Barisic, should he be fit enough to take part?
Yeah, well, he's here. He was here today. He was better than he was on during the game. So yeah, he's okay. We don't have any. We still have some doubts, but we'll check them tomorrow and then we'll make decisions which players to start.
And there's reports linking the club with Andrei Skov Olsen from Bologna. Is there any truth in that? And can you give us any update? Is he a player that you like?
Players I like. Oh, there are lots of players I like, but no, I will never talk about potential players we are tracking. I mean, of course, you will see a lot of names getting named in the press. So, I have no comments about that. And once we have a target, once we've signed a new target, then it's the time to say something. But at the moment, you will see a lot of press and also some names I read in the media, which we're definitely not tracking.
Giovanni, I just want to go back to something you spoke about earlier about COVID. Obviously, it's Dundee United. You play tomorrow. They took a break in training this week because of a couple of positive cases. Does that bring any concern for you when you're coming up against a team that has had some cases in that week, although obviously they followed the guidelines?
Yeah, we just have to wait which team we will play tomorrow. Of course, we know they have some issues with COVID and some players maybe not available for tomorrow. But then again, it's still Dundee United we're playing against. No matter which players they're on the pitch, the coach will have his normal way of playing. But as I said before, we only concentrate on our own team and make sure they're ready whichever team they face tomorrow.
You, of course, love the full stadiums. The players love that. Do you sympathise with the fans at the moment when they're being told that, stadiums can still be full, but they're also being given the advice to stay away from social occasions?
Yeah, it's of course, we all want to be, I think football is emotion. You want to feel the emotion as a player, as a coach, as fans. I think it's the beauty of the game. So if the fans are not there, something's missing, and now in Holland they don't have any spectators in the stands. So big game final Ajax coming up Sunday for an empty stadium. It is what it is. We want it all to be changed, but we all want to be safe. So when restrictions are there to avoid people in the stadiums, we have to obey them and take the situation as it is.
Under Thomas Coates, Dundee United have adopted a play out from the back, a more possession-based game of football centred around Charlie Mulgrew. Does that pose you different questions from the more direct kind of styles that most of the other teams in the league seem to adopt?
No, we've played against teams who play the long balls and play for the second ball. So hopefully it's always nice to see a team coming and try to play football as well. But we are prepared for both. So of course, if they are building up and we can have the right pressure, we are much closer to the goal. So for me, it's just adapting to the play they will use tomorrow, either long balls or maybe build up from the back. And we have to make sure we get the right pressure and try to create chances.
Joe Aribo's very much the man at the moment. He is, however, apparently a single booking away from missing the Celtic game. Does that come into your thoughts at all when you're thinking about the game tomorrow?
Well, of course. I mean, it's you know, you're preparing the game for tomorrow, but also have your plans for the next games, if possible. Especially when you have players on suspension, only one card, and also physically you have to watch the load for the players. But eventually you have to take everything in account and then make your decisions. What your feeling will say.
And lastly, if you wouldn't mind, you saw yesterday evening the kind of Glasgow media, social media frenzy. So in terms of Ange Postecoglou, can you reveal what he likes with his coffee?
Oh no! I mean, it's we all live in the same area. It's and I met him a couple of times at the coffee shop. So we're just having breakfast with Ross. And he came in with his wife, and we already met. So, we didn't meet for lunch or breakfast or dinner, but it was more like a coincident occasion. But we spoke a little bit about, of course, the games we played, and I left him after that alone with his wife. I think it's better to, and we were just finished, so. It looked like the picture we were having like a 5-course meal and we're having fun, but I think it only lasted for 1 or 2 minutes. But I think it's always nice because we are both manager of our clubs, but we still enjoying being around at the city with coffee or lunch. But it's always good to say hello to a colleague.